up, guys? Brian Thomas here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today I want to talk about the most basic move, dribble move in basketball, the crossover, that today is kind of fundamentally all out of whack, and I want to teach you the one secret to the crossover that's going to help you get by anybody you want to get by, no matter how quick you are or how quick you are not. Alright? Most people nowadays, as you well know, they do the whole and one, they do a little inside out and then crossover and then try to get by somebody. Alright, my thing is this. The biggest part of the crossover move to me is not actually the crossover. It's what you do after the crossover. That's the secret I'm going to give to you today. Alright, that will help you to get by anybody. So let's get to it. It won't take very long. Alright, most people do one of these, then they cross over and try to go. If you do a crossover properly, you don't need any extracurricular type stuff. Alright, remember, basketball is a game of efficiency. You want to be as efficient as you possibly can to get from point A to point B. Point A is wherever you are. Point B is this ball in this basket. Doesn't matter how you get there, but you want to get there. You want to get there as efficiently as possible because you want to save your energy as much as you can so you can sustain it for the entire game. Fourth quarter, the one who has the most energy is really the one who wins the game because your skill level is going to be determined by your energy level. You ever notice when you're playing ball, you start getting tired, legs are getting wobbly, legs are getting weak, all of a sudden your jump shot starts to go. All of a sudden you start to put the ball off your knee. All of a sudden your handle starts to go, right? Because fatigue does that to every single one of us. So the more efficient you are with every move you make, the more energy you'll have at the end of the game. So here we go. Most people, they take way too much movement and effort with their crossover and go way too many places. If I got a guy guarding me, my only goal is to get by that guy. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, the biggest part of the crossover. I'll give you the secret right now. Okay, you cross over low and efficient. The ball's now in your left hand. Here's the secret. You're shoulder to shoulder with that guy, and now the next step you take is an explosive, larger step. Okay? So instead of going from here and then just going, what you want to do is you want to cross it over and then explode. Cross over, and that next step is a larger, explosive step, and here's why. If I just cross over and expect myself to be open, if I'm not playing defense and we flip it around, all I got to do is take one slide to the left, I still got you. Alright, it's an inefficient move. If I take crossover and take a weak next step or next dribble, once again, if I have any defensive concept about me whatsoever, all I got to do is take another slide this way, another quick slide, or another quick slide this way, and that crossover is once again ineffective. However, if you cross over and then explode right by that person's shoulder, only two things can happen. Number one, you get by them for either an open jump shot, an open layup, or a drive and dish. That's number one. Number two is you're going to get fouled. Why? Because you cross them over, and since you're shoulder to shoulder, if they attempt to slide or move with you, they're going to bump you and they're going to bowl you over or whatever. It's going to be a foul. All right? Your ball, you now have them in foul trouble. You may even be on the foul line where you can be super efficient with your points. So biggest key is watch this now. Okay? You're coming over, it's got to be explosive. All right? Cross over and then you go. You cross over and then you go. Same thing goes from left to right. Okay? Cross over and then you go. All right? And whether it's a layup, whether it's a jump shot, you're now creating space. Cross over and then you go right by. Cross over and then you go right by. Do it again, left to right. Cross over and then you go right by. Okay? Basketball is a game of space. It's about the space that you control. It's about, on defense, it's also about the space you control. It's a constant battle and war for space. Who controls space the best? On a crossover, if you can control that space offensively, you can beat anybody out there. Right? Here's why offensive has an intrinsic advantage no matter what. Because as an offensive player, you always, 10 times out of 10, 1,000 times out of 1,000, you know where you're going before the defense knows where you're going. Because you're in your head, and they're not in your head. Okay? So last time, let's do this again. Crossover, efficient. Okay? It's an explosive. You cross, tight, it's low. Look where my body is. My body's low, my body's coiled, ready to spring into action. That's exactly what it is. Okay? You cross over, you protect it, the ball's now in your left hand, you're coiled, you're ready to go, and now you're right by their shoulder, and boom, that next step is explosive. You can go up and lay it in, you can go up and dunk on somebody, you can pull up for the jump shot with one more dribble, you can get into the lane, have the defense come over to help, and dish it off to one of your teammates, throw it up for an alley-oop. There's a million different options you can do off of this. Okay? Biggest thing, efficiency with the crossover. Just take it through, and boom, and then you're gone. Alright? Guys, I'm telling you, that's the secret to a crossover. Don't believe the hype. Everybody else is trying to be funky and look good, and while they're looking good, you know what you're doing? You're scoring points. While they're looking good on the bench, with a nice haircut, with a nice pair of kicks, you know what? You're the one that's crossing people over. You're the one that's setting up your cross for an inside out, which we'll cover next time. And you're the one that's getting the burn. It's getting the run, baby. Be efficient. Don't worry about flashiness. That'll come with your game. Be foundational. Get the fundamentals down first. Be efficient with your game. Everything else will follow. Keep working hard.